All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are unpacking a story that kicks off with a single, impossible pulse from the depths of space and quickly unravels into a conspiracy that's been brewing for over 70 years. And trust me, this is about way more than just first contact. This is about a signal that could totally rewrite human history and make us question, well, everything. So, picture this. Our story starts here, at a remote observatory in the middle of the Atacama Desert. We've got a lone astronomer, Javier Alvarez, probably on his fifth cup of coffee, staring at his monitors. And then, bam, a single yellow line flickers across the screen. But it's not just random noise. It's a pulse. It has a rhythm. He zeroes in on the frequency, 4.76 gigahertz, but it's the pattern that makes his blood run cold. The pulses, they're following the sequence of prime numbers, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. This is not a natural phenomenon. This is the most basic, universal sign of intelligence you could possibly find. It's like a mathematical hello from across the stars. And he's the first person in history to hear it. But that incredible moment, that feeling of pure discovery, it lasts for all of about 4 minutes. Before Javier can even think to call his boss, the observatory lights flicker and a very different kind of response arrives. And it is fast, it's efficient, and it is absolute. I mean, just look at this timeline. This isn't some slow-moving bureaucracy. This is lightning fast. At 4:13, he sees the signal. By 4:17, the power to the facility is already being messed with. 3 minutes after that, men in tactical gear are in the room. And by 4:45, his entire life's work is gone, officially dismissed as an atmospheric anomaly, and he's forced to sign a non-disclosure agreement that would ruin him if he ever said a word. So what does Javier do? He runs. He leaks his story to a few fringe blogs online. But this earth-shattering discovery just disappears. It doesn't get suppressed with black marker censorship. It just gets drowned out by the sheer noise of the internet. Celebrity drama, political fights, cat videos. The truth wasn't hidden. It was just made irrelevant by distraction. But here's the thing about a signal that powerful. You can't keep it silent forever. Javier's leaked data, buried as it was, eventually makes its way to the one person who could understand it. And that brings us to Stanford University and our guide through this whole mystery, the brilliant and very skeptical Dr. Miranda Cho. So, Dr. Cho is a rock star in her field. She's a pure scientist, a Nobel nominee who lives and breathes her data. She actually led a big SETI project years ago called Project Osprey, but it ended with her writing the final report herself, concluding there was simply insufficient evidence. So, to put it lightly, she's been burnt before, and she is not a believer. Then one day, a man named Howard Gantz just shows up on campus. He calls himself a special liaison from some agency that's not on any official record. He slides a folder across the table, showing her a printout of a new signal, and it looks eerily familiar. It's almost identical to her old classified data from Project Osprey, and he wants her help to analyze it. And this, right here, is where the whole thing blows wide open. Miranda digs into the data, the metadata specifically, and she finds something that should be impossible. The military's Signals Intelligence Network, SIGINT, they logged this exact same signal 2 minutes and 49 seconds before Javier's civilian telescope even saw it. This wasn't a discovery for them. They were already waiting for it. They were already listening. Realizing she's just stepped into something way, way bigger than a stray signal, Miranda agrees to help. And just like that, she's pulled into the heart of a secret that's been kept for more than 70 years. A clandestine, international group whose entire purpose is to manage humanity's first contact. They call themselves the Consortium, and no, you've never heard of them. They don't answer to any government, they have no public charter, no oversight, they exist entirely in the shadows, a ghost organization making decisions for the entire planet. And their history. It's basically the greatest hits of UFO lore. It all started back in 1947 as Majestic 12, the secret American committee formed right after the Roswell crash. By the 50s, when similar things started happening around the world, they went international. And today, their entire focus is on this one signal at 4.76 gigahertz, a signal they've been watching get stronger and stronger for decades. But the consortium isn't some unified group, oh no. It's basically in the middle of a cold war with itself, split into 3 factions. First, you've got the Watchtower. They're the cautious ones. They think the signal could be a warning, and their motto is observe and contain. Then you have the Architects. They're the optimists, believing it's a test of our intelligence and that we have to try and respond. And then you've got the transcendentalists. They think this is a catalyst for the next step in human evolution, something we should welcome with open arms. Miranda gets clearance to access the consortium's deepest, most secret archives, and what she finds there completely changes the game. This signal, it isn't new at all. In fact, its fingerprints are all over human history. This is where it gets truly mind-bending. She finds that the signal's unique mathematical signature, the prime number pattern and these complex repeating structures called recursive folds, is encoded in ancient artifacts. We're talking Sumerian star charts, Mayan codices, ancient Chinese bronze discs. All these different cultures, separated by thousands of years and thousands of miles, were all echoing the exact same mathematical language. As the consortium's lead historian, Amina Noor, puts it, this isn't about aliens showing up and building pyramids. It suggests something much more subtle, a conversation that has been happening for millennia, just waiting for us to develop the technology and the knowledge to finally hear it. And that time is now, because in the present day, something has changed. The actual physical artifact they pulled from the wreckage at Roswell, a piece of technology that's been sitting there totally inert for over 70 years, has suddenly switched on. It started to hum, vibrating in perfect harmony with the signal coming from deep space. This activation kicks everything into high gear. It brings us to the final and most urgent piece of the puzzle. The signal isn't just a repeating pattern anymore. All the data shows it's building towards something, a specific event, a deadline. A countdown has officially begun. The consortium's projections show that in less than 72 hours, there's going to be a rare celestial alignment. And every single data point, from the signal getting stronger to the Roswell artifact humming, it all points to this alignment as the moment the signal finally reaches its peak. But maybe the wildest part of all this is that it's not just affecting our technology, it's affecting us. People who have been exposed to even tiny traces of the signal are reporting these bizarre effects. Strangers having the same dream on the same night. People finding themselves humming prime numbers without realizing it. Some have woken up to find they've written pages of complex equations they couldn't possibly understand. It's like the signal is tuning our brains, getting us ready to receive something. Which leaves us with the biggest question of all, a question first asked by a brilliant analyst who literally vanished while studying this thing. Is this signal a message being sent to us from some external intelligence? Or is it a mirror reflecting something that's been dormant inside our own consciousness all along? As that 72-hour clock ticks down, the real question is, what on earth happens when it finally arrives?